The Dutch theologian Abraham Kuyper once said, "There is not one square inch over all of creation which Christ, who is sovereign over all, doesn't cry, 'Mine.'" And we love that quote because we dream and just say, what would it look like for every square inch of our neighborhood and every square inch of our lives to reflect the glory and the beauty and the majesty of Jesus Christ and his kingdom? So the SALT Scholars Program really began with a prayer walk in the neighborhood, asking God to show us the riches in this neighborhood. And so we started to see so many of the institutions, educational institutions that were in the neighborhood, from Jack Yates High School to the University of Houston and Texas Southern University, and just seeing the neighborhood not as a place of lack, but as a place of abundance, teeming with leaders who are poised to take ownership of the transformation of the neighborhood.
My name is Savannah.
My name is Avian Harris.
I'm 21. My major is journalism, specifically communications and PR.
I'm a senior at Texas Southern University. I am a psychology major with a minor in radio, television, and film.
I love the arts. I love Jesus. And I love eating food. Oh, I love traveling. I love helping people. That's it.
I'm just a genuine soul. I feel like I am a leader and just trying to do what God has called me to be.
So the SALT Scholars Program is a leadership, discipleship, and community engagement program that gets students from Texas Southern University to engage in a year-long process of discipleship and leadership formation that leads to community transformation.
I saw what the program was all about with Christian discipleship and leadership, and it was so much positivity, and I wanted to be a part of it. So choosing to apply for it was a no-brainer for me.
The reason we chose the name SALT is because it's a scholarship that's for academics, leadership, and transformation. So when we've been working with the program, the SALT Scholars Program, we really saw that there were a couple different pieces that needed to come together for it to work well. There was an educational justice piece. A lot of Latino and African American students typically have certain barriers to getting into college and staying in college, and so we created a scholarship for that.
I know what it feels like, especially just being in college. Tuition is a lot.
My mentee, when she was telling me her story on how she even got here to Houston to start studying, it was tumultuous. It was a lot for anybody to have to try to juggle and figure out on top of trying to go to school.
There is also a discipleship and leadership formation piece, forming students as Christ-like followers and people who would actually take ownership for the transformation of the neighborhood by being paired with mentors from the neighborhood.
I have a great mentor.
I'm finding it to be very rewarding, being able to talk to somebody that's older than me and has been in my shoes before. Or just having some source of guidance that I can talk to is very beneficial.
When I was asked to be a mentor, I was like, are you sure that's what you want me to do? But I'm so glad that you asked me. It brings me joy to be able to do whatever piece of life that I can do with Savannah.
And then when I met you and our conversation was like, ooh, yeah. And it was just like, I finally felt like I found someone who understood me. I feel seen and heard. I can be myself and there's still correction and love.
Creatives like us, I identify with you. People hear what we want to do and hear our ideas and they're like, no, there's no way you can do that. Like you need to find a box and place yourself in it. But sometimes you got to create your own box and you need somebody to give you that permission that no, you're not like everybody else and you're okay.
The really beautiful thing about like expanding the community to include professors and other students, but to also include community mentors and leaders and other organizations in the neighborhood and neighbors, is that it really expands the kind of community beyond just other students and other faculty. It extends into the community around them. There's a lot about like being wholehearted that comes from Scripture. So really having this embodied experience of loving God and loving our neighbors as ourselves. We also believe that our SALT scholars are the salt of the earth. We believe that when we invest in the leaders who are in Third Ward at the many different universities, they're able to preserve what is good about the neighborhood that they're in, and they're also able to bring out the best of what's in that neighborhood, make it taste better and make it sweeter, but also able to heal some of the brokenness.
The Third Ward area is an area I'm very familiar with. I went to middle school and high school in Third Ward, so I passed down the same streets and highways.
It really inspired me to stay close-knit, to buy close, to buy in our community, to build in our community.
And just knowing that SALT is making a commitment to provide an impact for this specific neighborhood, it just makes me glad to be a part of it.
We've always had these kind of three pillars, right, where we've had the educational justice component where, you know, we want scholars to have higher education be more accessible to them. We've had the curriculum where the scholars are learning how to be Christ-centered leaders, and they're learning about community service.
But there was a missing piece. Many students go through their entire college careers and never really step foot and engage the neighborhood around their campuses. And so the residence piece is huge for us because it actually embeds our students not just on campus, but in the neighborhood where their campus is located. And this really gives them an opportunity to live incarnationally in the neighborhood, tangibly loving their neighbors and sharing the love of Christ with people by inviting them into this space where they get to experience wholeness and flourishing.
I mean, that's the next big step for us, is to have the residential community where our scholars can live embedded in the community that they're serving, and they can have a safe place to study and do their schoolwork, but they have community. It's very close to where they are going to school. I mean, I think all of that together is really the future for Square Inch. That's what brings everything together.
I think having a residence will create a tremendous amount of value. For one, knowing that you're going to be, cohabitating with your cohort is going to make that bond that much more close.
Square Inch being able to provide a residence for our scholars is going to be life-changing. Our students already have so much on their minds that they have to navigate through. So it brings me comfort and joy in knowing that this is one thing our kids won't have to worry about, that they can focus on making good grades, being the best people that they can be, and going out into the community and making the community and the world around them a better place.
When you join SALT, it's more than just a scholarship program. You're going to build a family here. You're going to be vulnerable here. You're going to meet professionals. You're going to meet people that are going to respect you. You're going to respect them. You're going to be able to make an impact in your neighborhood.
I have grown a lot. I've grown a lot in love, grown a lot in vulnerability, not feeling rejected by any and everyone because of my trauma.
One thing that's very close to my heart and that I care about a lot with how we support our students is that just being able to be there when things get difficult.
Having people that I can talk to, people that check on me, people that actually care about my well-being, knowing that I have that in my scholarship program is a blessing.
I think I texted her and then she just called me. She was bathing the baby. You know, she was being a mom. But it was like in that moment, it was like the problem turned into something else. It was more of like a partnership, of building a relationship. I learned a lot from her in that moment. I learned a lot about myself. I got a lot of peace. I was like, ooh, I'm not alone. Okay, I could do this. I could take on this challenge. And from that day, I already know in the back of my head what she said. And if there's a challenge, I know who I could call or text. It really changed the way I think. It really helped shift my mindset when it comes to doing life. Never do it alone.
And these relationships don't even have to stop when you finish with SALT. You can continue these relationships as you get older and always be able to call and check in.
3 of my biggest takeaways: community, love, and hope. I say those things because before this program, I don't think I had any of those. Yeah, before I came, I really didn't, I think I lost hope. I was still trying to figure out what the love of God is. In community, I was used to toxic community.
My hope for the SALT Scholars Program is that it truly becomes a place of Christ-like formation for students, where students are able to see that they don't have to wait till they're done with college or done with university to really impact the neighborhood for Jesus Christ.
I had so many things like I want to do, like I don't know where to start, but I didn't believe in myself. And then like seeing that it's possible to like bring ideas to life, that's something that has really helped me and inspired me. My vision is not too big, and that's just that.
I hope and I pray that through the efforts of the SALT Scholars Program, more people fall in love with Houston's historic Third Ward as a place where Christ is reigning and ruling with justice over every square inch of his creation, but also every square inch of their lives.
I guess this program was really healing for me, and I didn't know I needed it. This program has changed my life forever.